Buenos dias and good morning from Costa Rica. 7 a.m. here, getting a good start to the day, nice and early. Just walked Buddy up the mountain, back down here to do farm duties. What I've got here today is what will be soon a living fence. Let me explain. So, this is a tree that my neighbor turned me on to. This is actually also can be used as a medicinal plant, which I was informed of yesterday. But what's spectacular about it is it grows very quickly and easily. It grows these nice leaves, but also very easy to, as I say, plug and play. So what I'm going to be doing today is cutting off 1 foot sections and plugging them into the ground, the soil, about 6 inches apart. And what this will do in time is convert into this here. All right, this was planted last year, and look how much growth is already coming out of it. So these branches obviously will go from flimsy to strong wood, and they will start to grow horizontally or laterally the more I keep the top cut. Now these are to replace what was formerly teak posts, which can cost a fair amount of money. I have probably 200 meters or 250 yards of this all the way down to the end, and then surrounding many other parts of my property here, which is about 3 acres, 2.5, 3 acres, 1 hectare. So it can get pricey. And these teak posts, I would say, are good for, these ones are still sturdy, but look, that's even coming a little wobbly, and it's going to start to rot and decay. Between 3 and 4 years, with the amount of rain that we have and natural decay, these posts only last 2 to 3 years, especially in the ground level. They start to rot quicker, and then they break down. And we also have to have this barbed wire, which here in Costa Rica or Central America, they call alambre. And this, for a roll of it, costs $50, 25 mil, more or less. So I have to usually replace this every 2 to 3 years, let's say with posts, or at least the alambre can rust. You can start to see, let me see if I can get a good color. You can see it's starting to rust. So sometimes it will break. We'll have to redo it. Much of the time, the cows will find their way into breaking this down. So I just had cows invade my property over in the corner there, where there was like a gate that we had. One of these posts rotted completely, fell over, and the cows were very inclined, let's say, to push it over and just walk over the barbed wire on the ground because they wanted to eat the water apples, they wanted to eat bananas and plantains, which I have growing everywhere. You can see over my shoulder. And I'll wake up some mornings or even sometimes in the middle of the night, 2, 3 a.m., and there'll be 4 or 5 cows on my property, and the dogs are going crazy, can't sleep. I got to chase them off the property, then figure out a solution in the middle of the night, which is basically just like rigging up the broken part of the fence. But point of this video today is I am going to be plugging these guys in every 6 inches. Obviously a cow is bigger than 6 inches wide. So these will root, these will grow really strong, they'll grow tall. Some of them are already growing taller, you can see. So this one's already about 8 feet tall, planted last year. Now they're plugged in right now about 1 meter apart. I'm going to be doing them every 6 inches. So it's not going to inhibit the root growth, and they're going to provide over the next couple of years a natural fencing for this property. Now also, additionally, I am doing a lot of these flowers in between or behind in layers. I'm plugging these guys in, which if you've seen other videos of mine, these are called the Jurassic Park plant is what I call them. They will grow, this actually will grow really thick and strong, and they'll get about 2 to 3 meters tall, so between 6 and 8 feet tall themselves. And I've plugged them in every few meters along here. So you'll see this is one that was planted on a diagonal, and it's already growing a vertical here. I've got avocado trees planted in, a lot of different fruit trees, and then the Jurassic Park plants. So I'm doing layers of natural fencing here. This is another one of those purple flowers. I put in coconuts in some places. I've got a water apple here. And then I've plugged in a lot of these flowers in the secondary layer as well. And beyond that, I also have a cactus that I've been planting. Let me see if I can find some here. That is very much like that Jurassic Park plant, but it's more of a cactus base. So yeah, actually this is one. So I've thrown these in the back, and these are really good because they're like the Jurassic Park plant. They grow big and wide, but they also have spikes on them. So it's an inhibitor to the cows coming. And this is the piece of rotted wood that came out that was holding the little gate. So I've plugged in a lot of these already in the past week. This tree that's going to grow into a living fence every few inches, and that will then grow up and provide a natural fence. So in the future, I do not need to buy more teak posts that rot and start to fall over, nor do I have to buy, let alone use, barbed wire. I don't want to use barbed wire because when I'm planting stuff, it cuts me. My dogs are running around this property. I don't want them getting torn up by it. I don't want the cows getting torn up by it. I don't want other animals getting torn up by it. I don't want the monkeys thinking this is how they should be traveling, and a baby monkey getting a barb in its foot or something. You know what I mean? So the idea is, I'm highlighting this for myself, but also for you all. If you're moving to Costa Rica or anywhere in Central America, ask your local neighbors where they can find this plant with this leaf. I don't know the exact name. And start to do this for your living fences. So what you're going to see me doing today is just chopping these into pieces. These are a bunch of big branches that I got. Starter trees, we'll call them. I'm going to cut them every 1 foot, every 12 inches or so, and then start plugging them in 6 inches apart. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully this helps if you're relocating to Central America or any other place in the world where you don't want to have a barbed wire fence. You want to replace it with a natural fence, both to provide, a savings of money, a natural alternative to something metal. And also these will grow and provide a channel or a road for animals to travel on safely above the ground, above the venomous snakes, above water, year round. So thank you guys for tuning in. See you soon. Making some a little longer than others so that it'll grow taller quicker. Some of these are a little thicker and stronger wood, but you see it's a strong wood, so it'll be very secure in the future. Ain't no cows pushing this over. right, done with that part. Now to bury them. So I'm going to do a bunch along this line. Just very simply, I'm going to dig, just kind of loosen a little trench. So I can plug them in. Fairly easily. Let's do another one here. Don't need to dig any holes, just a slit, spread it apart a little bit. Keep your minds G-rated out there. All right. Very simply, get a handful of them. Just start plugging them in. They will grow roots because it's rainy season. All natural, cow preventative, alternative to buying a traditional fence. Let me just lift that up a little bit more. Pack it around a little. Let's get another thick one in here. Guy here. More. And that's the process. And I'm going to do that along the line here with as many pieces as I can. So, once again, if you're watching this and you're moving to Costa Rica, sun protection is a key. Even though it's early in the morning, the sun's just coming up. The UV rays right now, UV index I should say, is very, very high. And people that aren't used to it can get really sunburnt. They come to Costa Rica. I just say this because a lot of people that watch my YouTube are tourists that come to Costa Rica. And they think, oh, I need to burn. I need to get that Costa Rican sun before I go back home to the cold climate. Use sunscreen, use sun protectants, use eye protection, wear sunglasses, wear hats, because you're much closer to the sun here, being so close to the equator. And people whose skin cannot handle it can get really hurt and messed up. And I just say this because my father passed of cancer, not that it was skin cancer, but we've got to look out for ourselves. That was the entire reason for my journey to Costa Rica, to grow my own organic food, to grow medicinal herbs and medicines, to do things more naturally, because it's good for us as individuals so we can live a long, healthy, active life, but also for the planet and the future of humanity and other species on this planet. We need to start learning from our mistakes before we're all gone and destroy this beautiful place that we call home. So that's why I do videos like this, because I'm learning new techniques, right? At first I moved here and I was overwhelmed with a lot of the things, and I was asking my neighbors, which have done things traditionally for so long, what do I do to prevent the cows from coming in? And they're always trying to sell me the teak, and then I have to go to the stores in town and buy this, you know, $50 barbed wire and then carry it all the way home, and I'm ripping myself up the whole way and doing the work. I'm not used to it, so like I'm struggling to like put the fence up and learning through trial and error and getting scars all over myself, and I'm bleeding all over the place. I'm trying to save you guys a lot of time, energy, money, and frustration. So find this tree, find this plant, find some of these guys from your neighbors, dig a trench all along your exterior fencing that you want to do, and just plug them in. Literally cut a 45-degree angle. You want a little angle on it so the roots can take quicker. Plug it in every 6 inches or so. In about a year, you'll have them rooting and growing. Within 3 years, they'll be 6 feet tall. Within 10 years, they'll be 20 feet tall, and you'll also have unlimited resources to do other fences or share with your neighbors like they've so kindly done with me. So on that, thank you for watching. Thank you, Costa Rica, for welcoming me and teaching me, providing me this PhD in agriculture and learning about myself as well. So guys, until next time, we got a farmer's market coming up in a few days. It's actually at La Sirena in Estorrillos. So if you happen to see this before Saturday, April 4th, come down to Estorrillos Oeste, La Sirena Restaurante. Tenemos un mercadito con Producción de Mauser Foundation, the artist residency here in Parita of Costa Rica. And guys, thank you for watching again. Please like, subscribe, share with anybody that you know that might be moving to Costa Rica or any Central or South American country that could benefit from this content. So, pura vida.